already know how strange the Florio chat can become. I have already showcased this. However, with every game that there's a chat in, there's always going to be some random interactions. If you thought Florio was bad enough, you haven't seen Synexio or Orazio, but for this one I will focus on Orazio for now. Now for this game I'm only showing fairly tame interactions here, because if you saw some of the chats in this game, you will understand how bad it is, or how bad it can be, and I cannot document or record the absolute worst of chats in any game, so here we are. I tend to come across some strange and random interactions, of course, but not necessarily with me since I am unnamed. Well, unless they figure out it's me, which has happened before. And apparently they are referencing one of my videos, the 34 million Annihilator, because who hasn't seen that? Well, apparently this player hasn't, and you know what? I'm fine with that. Though calling me pro for spawn camping literally every base in the 4TDM section of this map, really? All I ever did was win the game. One of the reasons I do not chat myself is because of this. Now believe it or not, I am not completely silent in Orazio, I do talk. Very, very rarely. But based on many experiences, you will see players like this die because of chat. Let's not forget when you're in the Nexus and you enter a team server and you see them all arguing over, I guess, what happened. To me, a lot of this just seems pointless, and in a case like this, maybe better if you go and kill other players. Although stealing kills from teammates, especially if they have a high score, I agree. I'm on their side, which I never thought I would say because chats like this are just so stupid, and even worse when they enter the classic insult. Now for once, chats like these are entertaining, mainly because they do not involve me, because when they involve me, it's usually the same stuff. And Florio is the perfect example. The funny thing about this comment is I've recently been traveling the Nexus, which is something I never used to do myself, and this same destroyer was in another team mode server. So who needs the Nexus to play now? At least admit it to yourself. Now we go from random stupid arguments to random players who like to say a player is very big. You know, because it's growth mode. Yes, very astute observation, my fellow teammate. Now go kill some players instead. Some of my favourite chat interactions, at least in Orazio, are when players defy logic and are not consistent with their logic. So they say I'm so scared, which is classic Overlord behaviour, by the way. But who is the one running scared? Oh wait, it's you. Because you clearly don't know how to run yourself. And it got you killed. And you know what happens? They were actually on Team Blue as well for whatever reason, because you know, some players like to do that. And then they start to make excuses like a true Overlord. Good game for 2v1ing. But if you rewind the tape, even though this is not the 1990s anymore, but I digress, you will see this player teaming with someone else to 2v1 myself. Unsuccessfully, by the way. And they have the goal to call me a noob. It's like looking in the mirror, is it not? It's no wonder you made the Overlord, or at least that's what I am assuming here, with your attitude and behaviour. So how about you remember this before talking trash to anyone? I am not going to show any more because I will not make this a real thing in Orazio either. Because if I do, I will guarantee you more players will try and roam around unnamed players just to see if it's me. So I will pass on this. If I do end up doing this, you will never know about it. I'm only here for high scores, challenges and other stuff. Nothing else.